Hey, everybody. My name is Eileen Nicole, and this is the Success Express. And today we're going to be going live because I wanted to share some things with you about business branding. I think it is extremely important in these days and times to have our business faculties in order. And so I'm coming to you today. I really feel like this is something that I really am passionate about, something I'm called to do. So I am going to be on this journey with you guys, helping you guys with whatever questions that you may have, and also helping you with the business part of life. All right, so today we're going to get into four, ways that you can tell that basically that you four sneaky signs that you might be dealing with imposter syndrome. Okay, so imposter syndrome is basically when you are learning a new skill and you are on that learning curve and you haven't quite gotten it yet, or you do have it, but you don't know every single thing. And so you feel like you're an imposter. You feel like you don't have what it takes to really deliver value. And that couldn't be further from the truth. You're exactly the reason why you should be doing it, because in the world where everything and everybody is, they're very confident in giving you the wrong information. Usually people who have this imposter syndrome are people who want desperately or are passionate about giving the right information and not, beguiling or deceiving people. Usually that's where it's come from. It's kind of like you're scared to make a mistake, but you still should fall forward and fall fast so that you can get those mistakes out of the way and get to where you need to be. All right, so we're going to help with that, and we're going to find some ways on how you can identify with that. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to just add. All right, um, so four signs, sneaky signs that you might be dealing with imposter syndrome. So if you ever feel, like I said, if you ever feel like you're just winging it, or you're waiting for someone to discover that you're not as competent as they think that you are, you might be experiencing a phenomenon known as imposter syndrome. So we just went over that. And imposter syndrome really is for people who actually want to do the right thing. Because you have people who want to do the wrong thing. They're very confident about giving you the wrong information, about scheming and scamming you. So I just want you to know that you're probably in the right place with when you have this syndrome. So just don't freak out. You are in the right place, and we're going to help you get past that, overcome that. All right, so recognizing these subtle signs of imposter syndrome is going to be the first step towards overcoming it. So, by challenging negative thoughts, setting realistic goals, and seeking support from others, you can break free from the grip of imposter syndrome and embrace your true worth. Now, remember, you're not in this alone, in this struggle alone. And so, with perseverance and with self compassion, you can conquer imposter syndrome. And we all come across this. This is something that every person that actually starts out in business, this is the first part of it. Even if you've been in your business for a little while, sometimes when you are learning new concepts, this can creep upon you again. So just remind yourself of this every single time. All right, so let's see here. All right, so the first one is going to be the constant self doubt. So imagine acing a project, yet you're feeling that you're like it's just luck, or it just so happen to fall in your favor. That's self doubt. So you might receive, like recognition or praise for a presentation at work, but deep down you feel like it just sort of happened to you. It could have happened to anybody, and it could have happened to anybody that put the time, effort, and work in. Right. So now let's go ahead, and so to overcome this, usually you're going to get a barrage of negative thoughts like, oh, well, it'll, this happen to anybody, or you're nothing special, or it causes you the gratitude for not just being able to. So I'm a Christian success coach. So for me, the gratitude, it diminishes your gratitude towards God for allowing you to be in that space because He's prepared you to get there. But also, you're diminishing your own capabilities, and that you need that mindset to get to the next step, that you are capable of doing the right things and achieving these goals. So I would encourage you to challenge the negative self-talk by replacing those self-doubting thoughts with positive affirmations, and then keep a record of your achievements and revisit them regularly to remind yourself of the capabilities that you've overcome and that you do have. All right. So you can sometimes just get lost in, you know, the rigmarole of life and forget that you actually have these sort of things, and you forget, oh yeah, I forgot I can do that, or I forgot I created that. Like for instance, for myself, I will go back on because I use a tool called Canva to create different things like this right here, and I'll go back into, I've been creating content and things, ebooks and things like this for a very long time. And so I'll go back and I'll look at some like stuff that I created a long time ago. I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot I did that. I forgot I did that. And then when I go through the content, I'm like, wow, this is some good information. This is some good information. I forgot I created all of these things. So these things encourage you and to let you know that you are competent, you are capable of completing these things. All right. So the next one is going to be, there is a cycle, an imposter syndrome cycle. So let's go over that. So, oops. So the imposter syndrome cycle is where you take on a new project or a task, and then you internalize that, the pressure that it takes, that you need to produce, and then you'll use that adrenaline, that anxiety, and you'll use it all, and then you'll finish the project, you and then you'll have some relief or some sense of accomplishment. But then again, there comes that, oh well, this could have happened to anybody. And you're right, if they prepared in the same way that you do, and then also if they were meant to have that. Just because somebody puts in work and time and effort and dedication doesn't mean that they necessarily are going to receive the results that you got. And so there you are with the self-doubt and the fear, and then you overcompensate and try to be perfect, and then so it kind of stalls you, and you start to be procrastination, start with the procrastination. And then, boom, you feel like a fraud because you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm stumped here, when you really overthought it, right? You overthought it. You should have just stopped at completing the project and being thankful and grateful and leave it there, and then start back over with your new project or task. So this is extremely important because that is one of the ways that you can combat the imposter syndrome. All right, so the next one is the fear of failure, excuse me. So the fear of failure, so it's an opportunity. So picture this, an opportunity for a promotion comes up, but you hesitate to apply because you're scared of falling short. So this fear of failure keeps you from seizing the opportunity and reaching potential. You have to reframe your the failure as a learning opportunity rather than a reflection of your worth, like I'm not worthy or I don't deserve this. You reframe it as, oh, I get to learn about this new objective. I get to learn how to break this down. I get to learn how to really um, resolve this issue. Resolving problems and problem solving is one of the best ways to get past fear, because that's action. So you're going to just set realistic goals and break them down into manageable steps to build your confidence. Okay. And that is going to be the best way that you're going to get over your fear of failure, because action beats failure every single time. Action. All right. And so let's go over to the next one, which is overachievement. You know that so You know those nights when you stay up late and you're perfecting every detail of the project? That's overachievement. So it's a little bit of the imposter syndrome kicking in there. So for instance, you might spend hours refining a report and then you constantly go over it and convince yourself that it's not good enough. Listen to me. I too go through this sometimes. This is normal. So, but to overcome this, you recognize that perfection isn't attainable and strive for excellence instead. Okay? You want to just make sure that the content, that it is valuable, that it is actionable, that you can get results from it, and then leave it there. And so the next step would be to overcome this overachievement is to practice self-compassion and allow yourself to make mistakes without judging yourself too harshly, because that always happens, doesn't it? All right, so here is the assumption. What I think other people know. I think they know all of this large bubble of information, and that I don't know nearly half as much as what they know. But the reality is they know just as much as you know. Now, you may be more versed in a certain area of expertise, but it's not like that you don't have the capacity to learn the same things that they know, and you won't know what you don't know until you don't know, and then you can research and find the answers. It's okay that you don't know. You can just find the answers. This is amazing. So now let's go over here to the next one. The fourth and final way that you can find a sneaky way that this creeps up on you, the imposter syndrome, is through discounting your success. So you attribute your accomplishments to luck or timing rather than your own abilities. This tendency tends to downplay your achievements and can lead to fraudulent and undermine your confidence. So imagine receiving recognition for, let's see, a job well done, but brushing it off as luck. That's discounting success, a classic trait of imposter syndrome. Or you might have won an award and you attribute it to being at the right place at the right time, but not to anything that you not to not you're not going to be you're not accrediting it to you yourself. Fought fear by taking action. God helped you to get there by making sure that your destination was safe, and you were prepared to take on the challenges that you faced. All of these things matter. So discounting success. So acknowledge your accomplishments and give yourself credit where it's due. Now, I wouldn't start with the self-aggrandizement saying I'm all this and I'm all that, but humbly take your credit. Humbly take what is yours because you'll need it for the next step. It's not about pride, but humbly accepting what you have done because you'll need that knowledge and you'll need that wisdom for the next step. Think of it like one of the video games. The old video games that I used to play was Super Mario Brothers. I know. But this game was something that most children played when they were pretty young. But the game is about collecting coins, and the more you collect, the certain coins help you get to the next step. Like for instance, if you had coins that was cool, but the little Mario, that's all he could get was coins. But then when he got that flower, he that was a let's call it the flower of wisdom. Now he was able to grow and he was able to do more things. He was able to jump higher, he was able to run faster. He was able to do things more. And so he humbly took the credit for getting the flower and kept it moving. He didn't, keep stay, discount his own success. So keep a gratitude journal to focus on the positives in your life and celebrate your successes. So celebrate them either by yourself or with loved ones. All right. So in summary, I just wanted to say, let's see. Challenge your self-doubt with positive affirmations and recognition and achievements. Reframe failure as a learning opportunity, and set realistic goals. You want to strive for excellence rather than perfection, and practice self-compassion. And then you want to acknowledge accomplishments and accept praise without discounting them. So by implementing these strategies, you will gradually overcome the imposter syndrome and create greater self-confidence and self-worth. All right. All right. So please subscribe for more helpful business tips. I hope this has been helpful for you. And don't forget to like the video. Bye.